in.
Good morning. It's so quiet.
It
Always.
is, it is. It's like the post Thanksgiving coma that everybody's trying to come out of.
Yeah, like how's it December 2nd and Thanksgiving was last week? It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right, ladies. I'm going to take us live on Facebook. And then, Kristen, do you want to introduce Taylor so we can like get rocking and rolling?
I sure do. Okay,
All
I
right, let's do
love
it.
Taylor. So I don't have a formal introduction prepared for you, but just knowing
Okay.
you over the last couple months, you are like literally just like a ray of sunshine. And I don't know if any of you guys have heard Taylor's story. She was recently on my podcast and she's a mom in real estate and she started this amazing planner that everyone has to look at to help you with being more efficient of being a mom and being in real estate. So today she's actually going to teach us how to do that as well. So Taylor, why don't you go ahead and get started?
Yay.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm with y'all on the like Thanksgiving slump. Like this was great because I needed like a kick in the pants to just get going again.
Yes.
But thank you. And before I begin, did everybody print out the PDF that was on? Okay, because that's your workbook today. So that would be helpful. But I'm excited to be here. This is my first workshop. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but I'm super excited,
Totally.
very nervous. I have my Diet Coke to like calm my nerves, my little drink. But let me know where are you tuning in from. Drop in the chat. Where are you located? Um, I'm glad that there's not a lot of people here. So, oh, Gilbert, yay. Oh, Kristen, yay. So fun, Northern Virginia. Is it cold? Did y'all have like a fall? Because in Houston, we have brown and kind of cold, 60s. So fun. Texas, me too. Kind of cold. Yeah, I know. We're like 60s, and I'm like, we'll put Christmas lights out, but we're just gonna pretend it's Christmas season, even though it's not. Um, okay, so I'm Taylor. I am a mom, real estate agent, wife here in the Houston area. I'm West Houston, if you're super familiar with um, the area. Otherwise, Houston. And I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We went on a long vacation, a solo parent vacation. My husband had to work, so it was exhausting. It was not a vacation, but it was fun. So before we begin, I just kind of wanted to go over the framework of what we're going to go over so you kind of know. We're going to get really clear on our goals for 2025. Just so you get the idea, you can sit in it, know your why, figure out where you're going to go. And then I'm going to empower you with some tools and some ideas to help you grow your business in 2025. We can brainstorm a little what's in other people's business, and you can share ideas, maybe steal some for yours. And then we're going to go over KPIs so that you can see what's actually moving the needle in your business. So we're not wasting any time because I know as moms in real estate, we don't have time to waste. No time to waste. Um, so yeah, that's me. That's what we're doing. Very nervous, so I probably forgot a little bit of it, but let's jump right in. So before we go into this year's goals, I really like to kind of reflect on what worked in 2024 so that you know how to move forward. Because if you don't like know what worked and what didn't, how are you gonna really move? Um, and in my planner, I do have a 2024 reflection page. So if you have the planner or if you want to buy the planner, I'll just you can do that. I did give you the overcoming mom guilt page in your packet. You can read that. I really love to just go over those words when I'm having a hard day, when I feel like I'm just losing control as a mom. They have great tangible um what's the word I'm looking for? Steps that you can use in your day to just mitigate, get rid of, kick mom guilt to the curb, and keep going. We have a weekly cleaning schedule, but and I really wanted to just show you. Um, the 2020 last year's, that in the thing we really deep dive into 2024's, but instead I gave you a clean notebook page. So I want you to open up that notebook page And I want to start with some wins. So
Real,
think back. Yes,
real
yes.
quick, Taylor, does everyone have what she's talking about? Because if not, I'll drop the link in the chat. I'm going to drop the link in the chat just in case.
Okay. Um, so if you don't have it, you print it now, but then just grab a note sheet of paper while it's printing. And I want to go over wins for 2024. I know 2024 was a hard year for a lot of real estate agents, a lot of changes. It was kind of a slow year. So I want you to think of wins, a business win and a family win or a personal win. But think of a win and pick your favorite and drop it in the chat and let's cheer each other on because 2024 was not an easy year. And if your win was that you're still in December without hanging your license, like I feel like that needs to be celebrated. So just I'm gonna put like 2 minutes on the clock. So just start thinking. Oh, and it could be a win with your kids. Like you went on a really awesome family vacation. Like it, yeah. Y'all a few more seconds. You're wrapping up here. Okay, so I'm going to start reading them off. I just passed my real estate exam. Yay. So 2 states. That's wonderful. Good job. You're hanging in there. I love that. Learn to time block. That is huge. I love that. Um, I got licensed in a new state after moving and taking a year off. Love it. I built my listings and I have 10 properties on the market. That is awesome. Good job. I got my first listing. Woohoo! Moved brokerages and launching team nationally. Awesome. I had my first closing within the first 2 months of being licensed. Those are all amazing. That is awesome. So many wins. And I love how they wins were, your new agent wins and then people that have been in the business for a while, like so many wins. That's amazing. I love it. Remember those wins, especially when the days get hard, because they will. You're doing an awesome job. Okay, so now that you kind of had the moment to reflect on 2024, we can move into 2025. And I did want to share something with y'all. In the planner, there is a 2-spread vision board page, and I actually filled mine out, but I wanted to share something a little bit personal, but also hopefully I just had the thought that I wanted to share with you in case anybody needed it. I filled out my vision board. I used all the fun stickers, and one of the goals that I had for 2025 was homeschool. And I had been planning to homeschool my 6-year-old since he was 2. I was so excited about it. The week after I made this vision board, I put him in public school. And so I share that with you because maybe some of your goals you come to a head and you're like, this goal can't work. And maybe you fall in the trap of mom guilt of, I wanted to homeschool my kid or I wanted to do this. And then you start beating yourself up. And one lesson that I learned from that, which I feel like the past me would have beat myself up, was it was an opportunity to remember that I can do everything. No, I can do anything, but I can't do everything. And to really keep in mind the time and season that you're in as a mom in real estate, um, And so maybe that isn't going to be that isn't going to be a reality for me in 2025, but I can take that. Maybe homeschool looks different for me. My kids in public school, but maybe I get to homeschool them in ways that I get like I want to on the weekend. So I share that with you because as we go and really dig into your 2025 goals, one, I want you to think realistically, where are you at as a mom in your business, in your life? So I don't want you to set yourself up for failure, but also like if you don't reach a goal or next week, if you find that your goal that you set this week isn't going to work out because of where you're at, understand it's time and season. We can't control everything. That is life. Anyway, I hope that that was helpful to somebody, but I just thought I would share that. Okay. All right. So we go into this year. So if you have go to this year's goals, and we're going to fill this out. I think I'm going to put like a few minutes on the clock. It might be the longest few minutes of everybody's life, but I just want y'all to just sit and think about where y'all were at this year and let's fill it out. So what is your focus for this year? What is your overall, maybe you have a year of the a word of the year, said that backwards. Maybe you have a phrase, a mantra. What is your focus for this year? Then break down any of your personal goals. Think about your family. What are some family goals that you'll want to do? Do you want to take a trip? Do you want to spend more quality one-on-one time? I guess I could tell you mine too, so you have an example. So my focus of the year is to create more systems in my life and my business and simplify. My personal goals I have is focus on health, and scroll less on Instagram and read more. Family goals is less TV and more games. Then what are your business goals? One of mine is focus on marketing and systems. And another idea is leveraging open houses. So like if you're going to do open houses, how can you fully embrace open houses into your business? What are your income goals? How many transactions do you need to do to make that income goal, or your price point to make your your income goal? So an example would be, it depends on your market. In Houston, if I wanted 100K, then I would need sell 10 homes at about 350 to 400 would be my price point. So whatever they are, that's kind of an example of how you would fill that out. Also, if you're building a team, right? So some of your goals might be different. They might not just be this cut and dry. Maybe it's you want to have 5 new team members, whatever that may be. And then your social media goals. What are they? It doesn't have to be Instagram. Maybe you're on a different platform, but think about that. I'll put like, actually just drop done when you're done, but I'll put a few minutes on the clock. Let me know if you have any questions too. I'm trying to be okay with sitting in silence, but let me know if you need anything too, if you need any help or guidance or anything like that. Okay, and then drop in the chat if you're done. I don't want to rush anybody, but I also don't want y'all just sitting there waiting on me either. Um, no, Janelle, that's funny. I don't think so. I feel like if you feel like you are at a good spot in your life and in your business, I mean, I do what feels good with you. I mean, if you feel like you need more personal time, then I think that's great. But this is definitely like a what feels good for you, a reflection. If you think you're good, then um I think that's fine. As long as you feel comfortable in what you're doing, I think that's great. I'm not a therapist. I'm not this is definitely like a personal thing. Nobody's gonna judge you. Um, that's funny. Okay, so while we're all just kind of like wrapping up, let's put drop one of your goals. What do you have? Maybe us sharing can also spark some ideas. Um, I know one that I had made this weekend actually was I wanted to read more and scroll less. So I bought me a Kindle, like a little tiny one that fits in my little satchel. So instead of scrolling while I pick up my kid from school, I pull out my Kindle. So those are just little things. But what are some goals that y'all have? It doesn't have to be personal, it could be business. What is one thing that y'all wrote down? Great. I guess I can, oh, I love that. I actually incorporated some of that too. I'm trying to. That's the goal. That is the goal. But I love that. Um, Developing systems, weekly lunches, bi-monthly dates with my husband, workout day 6 days a week, one book a month is fun. Grow my social media to 5K followers, grow my business to 50 cities. Yay. And you just came to Houston, so I'm so excited. Or at least the west side of Houston. Okay. Now, and I did realize that I skipped the know your why page. I don't think we're gonna have time to do that today. So after this call, I want you to like sit on the know your why page and I want you to think about why you're in real estate, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're building your real estate business or raising your family, and write all that down so that when it gets tough or you feel like quitting, you can go back to your why and you can remember and maybe tweak things that aren't working based on your why. But I don't think we're going to have time for that. So you can go do that after, but that is a page from my planner. So y'all can just have fun with that. Not a goal, but oh, I missed one. Move my business from Washington, Montana and have baby number 2, cooking by Christmas. Oh, so fun. Not a goal, but my focus for the year is God is provisional. That word provision keeps coming up for me over and over. And while I want to make a plan, I want to let him lead. Oh, I love that. Get out of corporate and work real estate full time. Woohoo! Get systems in place, buy a cabin, put our boys on payroll, hire a. Oh, I love that. That is so fun. I love all of these visions and goals and your whys. I love that. This is so fun. Okay, so know your why is your homework, but if you have the planner, if you get it, after the years and goals, we actually break it down even further to quarterly. So we take your goals and we throw them in the quarters, and then we break it down into actionable steps. But I want you to flip to your next page, which is the prospecting ideas. Based on your goals that you just wrote down, and maybe what's working already in your business if you are a seasoned agent, or if you're a newer agent, I want you to take a little highlighter and I want you to highlight 3 things that's either working in your business that you do or that maybe you want to try in this new year. And there's a whole list. Some of them new, some of them are maybe new for you. Just take a minute, sift through them, highlight the ones that are working that you want to keep doing, or maybe a few that want to try. Yeah, and I'll give you a minute. And then when you're ready, I want you to unmute. And I'm curious to hear which one of these have worked for you. How have you put your spin on it to make it unique and fun? And what were the results? So I'll give you a minute. But I'm curious on that. I can start with mine. I will be honest, I hate open houses. I get scared by them. I'm 5'2", 100 pounds. Like I am a very easy target. I hate open houses. But I was on a team and my team lead was like, you need to do it. That's where the buyers are. That's where the sellers are. So how I put my spin on it was I invited my husband to every single one of them and we turned it into like a mini date. So I always had my husband there, even if nobody came. We got to spend time together. And then what I did was kind of creepy now that I think about it, and I will definitely tweak it. But I made these like white packets that says, I think you've seen them on Amazon. It's like, I'm what you've been waiting for. And I would have my husband drop them on the doorsteps of like the houses that were like 10, 10, 10, kind of like circle prospecting. But it had like a packet of like me and what their home value might be, like if they were curious to know, and just kind of like easy things like that. And being in Houston, I'm sure, I don't think it worked because I'm sure somebody saw like the white packet and thought, oh my gosh, this might be like lined with drugs or something. But next time I might like staple my business card to it so that they don't think that it's something creepy. But going forward, I'll probably tweak that. But that is some ways that I made open houses work for me. So I'm curious. Unmute. Let me let my dog in really quickly. But unmute. I want to know success stories. Yeah. Can people unmute? Is that a setting?
Oh yeah, they totally they
Okay.
can totally unmute.
Yeah, don't be shy. Okay. Yeah, don't be shy. And it also kind of helps other people in the room, especially if they're just kind of like stuck and don't know, they need more creative ideas.
I can go quickly.
Okay.
So I've been licensed for a while, but I have 3 little kids and I just haven't had the time or the space to do much. And I'm hoping 2025 will look different now that they're in school. And so that's exciting. But I have sent out mailers to my surrounding neighborhood. So there's about 70 houses in here. And I've sent a handful out, but the first two I sent out, I got two listings in my neighborhood from those. And it wasn't even with consistent sending out. Like I sent one, waited a few months, sent another one, and I ended up getting the two listings. But I've realized I haven't sent them in about a year, and there's a few houses for sale in my neighborhood. So I've realized that I've faltered by not staying consistent. So going forward, I realize how important it is to stay front of mind, and that's an area that I'll be focusing on this year too.
I love that. So what made, because I hear all the time, like, I want to do mailers, but I don't. Like, it's like kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall sometimes, or that's kind of what it seems like with the comments. So what do you think made your mailer stand out to those people?
I think the biggest thing is I really highlighted that I'm a neighbor, that I live down the street. So I'm so accessible and my face would be there all the time. And I make such a strong effort to go to every single showing appointment as the listing agent as well. So I could really sell it the home and not just, a lot of times it's on lock boxes in our kind of suburbs, but I try not to do that. And I think that's a differentiating factor in the area.
Okay, I love that. Really selling your value. I feel like that's what they're preaching right now. Sell your value. And you're like, I don't know. So I love that you shared that. I get some good
I
ideas.
do have a quick question, and then I'll stop talking, about like Popeyes, because that's something that I've been interested in doing too, but I wasn't exactly sure how that worked. Like, I can't just leave something in a mailbox, right? Like, I have to physically, you either drop it on the porch or you have to knock and then deliver it, or how do people approach that?
Well, I can speak for myself and then I can open it up the floor. How I do, I have two littles and I just did Popeyes to like I did cute summer gifts. So like I made it kid friendly and I popped it to the kids, not the adults, because I knew if I dropped something off for the adults, like it would probably end up in the trash. So I just got cute bubbles from Target and I gave it to all my friends who had kids. Like that's how I stayed. So I did it to people I knew, not random people.
Okay.
Like when I moved in my house, I totally baked cookies to all of my neighbors, and I 100% knew that they would probably end up in the trash. Um, but that's probably just me because I'm like, if I don't know what your kitchen looks like, I'm not eating it. But
Right.
that would be like a personal thing. But you just, I did it to meet my neighbors. So that's how I do pop buys. I just do them to people I know. Um,
Hmm.
and I target the kids.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds,
a good idea.
but that's anybody else? What do y'all do?
Yeah, I always I do neighborhoods and I will knock on the doors, but I always try to focus on something that's really helpful to their current season. So for Christmas, I always like 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas, I will go and just knock in a neighborhood with wrapping paper. And I have these cute little tags that say like just wrapping up whatever year. Last year it was 2024. But I just always like stop by and go, "Hey, I just had all this extra wrapping paper and I wanted to just pass it around the neighborhood because you're probably wrapping presents and just in case you need extras." So if it's something that they'll actually use or that's helpful to them, then they're like, "Oh, thanks." And then they use it and they think of you. So it's not just like a thing that they're going to toss or be like, "Oh, you're bothering me," or whatever. But I always try to knock and then see if I can talk to somebody. And then if not, I'll leave it on the doorstep.
I love that idea. How creative, because I definitely need sandpaper. So that it would be well welcomed at my house. Um, Thanks for sharing. That's amazing. Anybody else have some cool, fun, creative ideas for that?
I do, but I want to actually just make sure that I let everybody know. So we're having some tech issues with Zoom. I have no
Oh, yeah.
Zoom like hates me today. I have no idea what it's doing. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure that out, but I think there's a good chance that our meeting in like 5 minutes. So I know we said 40 minutes was enough. If it's not, we can jump back on.
Okay.
But we will probably have a disruption in like 5 minutes. So I just want to, which I hate that because I could talk
Okay.
Popeyes all day long.
Sure.
This is my jam, but just let me know if you need more time, Taylor, if we need to figure something out.
Okay, well then we're just gonna carry on. But you have the prospecting ideas. So I want y'all to flip to your KPI section. Um, and it's if you're in the planner, it's just a little bit. There's a social media section too in the planner, but for time's sake, we're flipping through. Okay, I love KPIs. KPI stands for key performance indicators, and it basically helps you track what you're doing and if it's actually moving the needle in your business. Um, If we get cut off, I'm sorry. I don't know. But um, based on your goals and based on your prospecting ideas, I want you to come up with KPIs for January. They don't have to be business, all of them. I want you to come up with 3 for now. But there's 6. There's someone please share the link. Yes. So 3, and then there's a code Santa 20. So use Santa 20, all capitals. But anyway, here's some examples for me. So mine is exercise, no sugar, and then you can color the days. Exercise, it's minutes. So if your goal is 17 hours, put that on the goal. No sugar, so I would just color it in or check it off. These are examples. A screen-free day with my family, remember, because I said I wanted more quality time, less screens with my family. So how many days are we going to not have screens? And then mine is open houses. So how many CMA deliveries, packets did I put out or whatever? Social media posts and appointments made. How many appointments did I make that day? So look at your goals, look at what you want to do, and come up with KPIs to reflect that. Okay. And then we've got 2 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? It can be about KPIs. It can be about anything. Just unmute. I think it'd be easier. Or type it in. I don't know, but
I have a question.
Yeah.
So for the KPI, could you explain, I guess, the goal, would you like write in, or would you just, so if you wanted to do like 2 open houses a week, would you just count that out and it would be 8 and you would just do that, or how would you?
Yeah, so that's kind of why I put CMAs delivered too, because I'm like, if my goal, that was something that I would probably do on the events page. In my planner, it has like events at a glance. So I would put like 2 open houses on my months, and I wouldn't use it as a daily KPI. Instead, I would track more of like how many of those creepy white envelopes am I laying on doorsteps, and how many phone calls or people receiving them am I getting in? I would do more of that, not how many houses, unless you're doing open houses every day kind of thing. If you're not just sticking with them on the weekend, then maybe, but I wouldn't waste a whole KPI tracker for.
So for the KPI, you're wanting to do it something like that, it's a daily thing kind of, or yeah.
Or every other day. Yeah, just something that you want to track
Okay.
on the regular. Okay, we have less than a minute. Anybody else? I did drop the link and then a
And we
code.
can always set another time. Taylor, like I said, if you want to go for a few more minutes, we can get another Zoom and just shoot it to everybody. You tell me if you want to keep going. I know originally you had said 40 minutes was enough, but we don't want to cut anybody short. Taylor, all the bills, all the bills. So this is a good thing. When people want more when you present, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So you're doing good.
Well, I just cut it short, so it would just be like questions.
Okay. Well, why
I
don't
guess if they have questions, they can put it on the comment on the Facebook.